Hello, family. Today is February 9th. Today is Thursday. And today for dinner, we are making chicken and dressing with some gravy. So I wanted to show you the ingredients that we're going to use to get prepared to get started on this dish. So take a look. Okay, we cut up a full celery, one onion. Now we're using these are our gravies. We're going to mix these two guys together. That's because I have two and I'm making a lot. But we're going to do that. And then we have a chicken seasoning packet. Um, Now for our dressing, we're using cream of chicken. We got seasoned salt and black pepper. We got 2 boxes of stovetop stuffing. We got 4 cans of Swanson's chicken broth. We got 2 eggs. We have our poultry season and our ground sage. Now, in the oven right now, I made a pan of cornbread because you're going to make that to incorporate that with the stovetop and all of your seasonings. So we're getting ready to get busy. We're going to start by sauteing the onion and the celery. Okay, family. Okay, family, your sauteed onions and celery. Now, when you saute these guys, what you want to do is you kind of want to cut them up, whereas, you cut them up kind of fine because as you're eating your dishes, you don't want to just be, eating huge hunks of celery. I just don't particularly like it, but if that's the way you like your celery cut it up the way you do sell fit. But for me, I like to finely cut it up and sauteing it this way first prior to making your dressing. It will not be crunchy. It will be fully done. So I just want to give you that quick tidbit about celery and your onion. Okay, family. I made a pan of cornbread prior to getting started. So the cornbread is done. So, and in case you're wondering, how many boxes of cornbread did you make, or did you make your cornbread by scratch? Well, actually, I made 4 boxes of the Jiffy cornbread mix. I'm making quite a bit of this. So this is why I made the 4 boxes. But make it according to the size of your family. If your family is as large as mine, then therefore this will probably be a good look for you. So yeah, we're gonna just kind of get this cornbread ready. I'm kind of mincing it together here on the side so that I can just put it inside of the pan here. And this cornbread came out so good. And it's funny because whenever you're using cornbread to make dressing, that always turn out to be the best cornbread. I mean, it cooks so evenly done. It's never burned. And it does that. I don't know what that's about, but it's like it knows that it's going to be, destroyed. So I don't know. It just comes out really good. I don't know. So anyway, let's get started before I get diverted. You guys know I talk a lot. So we're going to take our sauteed onions and celery. We're going to incorporate that into the cornbread. Okay. We're going to take our stovetop and mix that in there as well. We have 2 boxes of the chicken flavor. So we're just going to toss that on in there. Okay. Now, for your liquid, to kind of get this blended all up a little bit, what you want to do is, I never use water. I always use a broth. So we're going to use some chicken broth, Swanson's. Now, I also, whenever I'm cooking chicken, and I'm boiling it, I save the broth. So this is some broth that I had. So you can also use that in your dish if you have some homemade broth. But I can't even get it. Let me see. Here we go. Yeah, so we're going to pour that in there too. That's just some homemade broth that I have. So if you don't have that and you just have your Swansons, that's fine too. So we're going to just pour that in there. So we put 2 cans of Swanson in there, and then we put the huge, I'm going to just throw this away. Okay. It was still a little bit frozen, but it's okay. Okay, so we're going to kind of, and still we need quite a bit of liquid. So let's go back with our other cans. This is can number 3. And can number 4. Now, if need be, I do have more in my pantry. So in case I need some more, I will come out with some more. But until then, we're going to just see how that works out. We're going to take our cream of chicken. We have 2 cans of that. So let's start incorporating the cream of chicken. This is can number 2, cream of chicken. And once again, family, when you're making this, of course you're making it accustomed to your family size. So if your family size is, say, less than 4, then of course you won't use as much. The quantity will be different. The ingredients will be the same, but the quantities will be different. Now, you do not have to use chicken broth if that's not what you have at home. You don't have to. Now, inside of the cans, what I do is I add a little water. And I use all of that up. And I'm going to kind of throw this in here. Because I want to get all that. You guys know how we do it. How Mom and them used to improvise back in the day. They didn't throw nothing away. Everything was usable. Okay. So now, let's kind of get that stirred up a little bit. Let's see how that goes. Now, with your stuffing, or as I call it, dressing. Some people call it stuffing. I call it dressing. Tomato. Same thing. Okay. Now, to bind all this together, you're going to want to put a couple eggs in here. So we're going to put 2 eggs inside of the dish. Now, you can crack your eggs in a bowl or something separate. But I just bought these eggs. I'm just taking for granted that they are fresh because I just bought them. But if you are unsure whether or not the eggs are fresh or not, you might want to open them up in a bowl or something on the side. This is our ground sage. And sage just really brings up that flavor in your dressing. It really, really does. And then we're going to add some poultry seasoning. Okay. Now let's sandwich that with some black pepper. You want to season this to taste, okay? You know, primarily to taste. If you have a diet restriction, like, you know, you have to watch your sodium and stuff, then of course you want to be cognitive of that. You don't want to add, because anytime you're using packaged foods, like we use the packaged stovetop, you know, it has a great deal of sodium in it as well as the broth. So we don't want to add a whole lot, but I wanted to put a little bit just for taste in there. It's always good when you're making stuff like this. This is called comfort food. And with your comfort food or any other dishes that you might want to, you know, these little throwaway aluminum pans are just good. They're good to just, you know, you can serve out of them. And once you're done, the cleanup is very easy. You simply throw them away. Okay, I think that's, the liquid is pretty good. So we're going to get our chicken prepared. Okay, family, I have now begun to place my chicken inside of the dish. And what you want to do is you want the bone side down, skin side up. And then the bottom of the chicken, I just simply sprinkle a little black pepper on it. And on top, I'm doing seasoning salt and a little bit of black pepper. And that's it. You don't want to put anything else on your chicken, really. No garlic powder and all those things. I usually put garlic powder on my chicken when I'm frying it. But when I'm making a dish such as this, be it chicken and rice, smothered chicken, anything that's using a gravy, I don't normally put garlic powder on there. But it's a matter of taste. If that's your taste, then I say go for it. But in this particular case, seasoning salt and black pepper is all that we need on here. So you're just sprinkling it primarily on top of the chicken. And now I know you're wondering, Auntie, what's up with the rest of these little dishes? Well, let me show you. These are my Meals on Wheels extra dishes. One is for my mama teen. So I'm taking her some dinner, and then that's Kenny's, and that is for Tony and the kids. So let's get busy. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cover this with tin foil. We put in the oven on 350. It is right now 318, so we're going to monitor this and see how long it's going to take to cook. Primarily about an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours maybe, just depends. You want to put it in the oven, covered. Let's go. Okay, family, I have removed the tin foil on there, and I'm going to allow it to cook a little bit further. Right now it is 5:01, so I'm going to let it cook and kind of sear and brown the top of it for about maybe 20 minutes or so, and it should be done. All right, family, bye. Okay, family, we're going to make some quick chicken gravy. Okay, so what I did was I simply put 1 can of chicken gravy, Campbell's, 1 can of classic chicken, home style. Now, if you just have one, that's fine. And what I did was I have 1 cup of water in my measuring cup. Inside of my 1 cup of water measuring cup, I have chicken gravy mix. And I'm also pouring 1 package of Lipton onion soup mix. Stir that up. Just to, you know, kind of take out most of the lumps and things out of it. Because what you're going to do is you're just going to add this to this gravy mixture. And it just kind of brings up the flavor and gives it an extra little kick. There's no need for black pepper and all those other types of things, because that Lipton onion soup mix will be all that you really need, really. Cut your fire down because you don't want to scorch your gravy. And that's it. Basically, you're just bringing this to a slight boil. And then that's it. Put the lid on it. And take your ladle and spoon it on top of your chicken and dressing. Okay, family, this is the outcome of our chicken and dressing mixture here. It cooked a little bit, about, let's say, close to about 2 hours it cooked. But this is what you want it to look like. So I can't give you the specifics because I completely forgot to add the time at the end, the stamp on when I cut the fire off. So that part we missed. However, this is the outcome. I want you guys to take a look at it. Now, here's our plate. This is what it looks like. Then we're going to take a ladle and drizzle just a little bit of the dressing, gravy on top. And that's it. All right, family. Bon appetit.